I wanted to speak to you today about your spiritual journey. And it can be so confusing, can't it? About where do I start? Where do I begin my spiritual journey? And I always say to people, there's three or four really core points that you probably want to consider when you are just beginning your spiritual journey. It can be quite a challenge, as it always is, but only rewards come through effort and through practice and dedication and habit, really, forming a habit, making your spiritual practice be as if you are, when you wake up in the morning, you take your shower, you brush your teeth, you do all those things, and it's building your spiritual practice into your normal daily routine. And that's what's really, really important. And once you can do that, it takes a month, they say, really, it takes about 40 days to make something habitual. So where it just becomes normal within you. But the first point is number one, I would like to talk to you about meditation and the importance of being able to still yourself and detach yourself from the outside world. I'd like you to imagine that you are like a tortoise, and the arms and legs are the antennas that connect you to the outside world. So you've got this lovely shell, which is your inner self, your inner body, and outside are the little arms and legs, which are all the little senses, your senses of touch, smell, hearing, taste, sight. And you want to withdraw those, you want to draw them in. So you imagine as you start to sit for meditation that you're drawing in, you're detaching from the outside world. And that's really a beautiful thing to be able to do, and to be able to still ourselves. So meditation, and also the what most people really struggle with is quietening the mind. So there are techniques and things that you can do, which I won't go into on this video, but there are things that you can do personally to be able to learn to focus the mind, to control the mind, to stop it being the monkey mind, and thinking just randomly all the time. Thoughts do come and go. We have over 80,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts, but not all of them are conducive to our well-being and our good way of living. So the first one is meditation. The second one on if you're considering a spiritual path, is to decide what it is that you want to actually do. Now, very often, if we don't have a focus, if we don't have a goal, we're kind of shooting in the dark, really. And what do we actually want to achieve? Do I want to learn more about healing? Do I want to learn about mediumship? Do I want to learn about cards, philosophy, or develop the trance state, or look at physical mediumship? There are so many options available. I'm coming from it from a spiritualist point of view, which means I'm focusing here on trance, on physical, on mediumship, mental mediumship, and automatic writing, and we're going to think about healing and many other things as well. But it's finding what is your goal, what is your interest, what is your purpose, and sometimes we don't actually know that until we have embarked upon the first step of our journey. I know when I take my students through the Starlight Spiritualist School, I prefer to people to start right at the beginning, and the reason being is that we can lay foundations, and then I take them through each mentorship. I have 3 mentorships. The first one is for beginners, it's a 12-week program. The second one is for intermediates, which is an 8-week program. And the third one is the advanced, and that's an 8-week program. And then my students come to join me in Glastonbury for a weekend where they join the Spiritualist Centre of Avalon, which is the Spiritualist Centre where we hold divine services. But they join me for a whole weekend where they get to practice everything they've learned. So they will get to do a whole day of private sittings where people are brought in and they sit to practice their private sittings, and then they get to do a divine service with my guidance as well. So it's a whole program, you see, with the school, with myself, that takes you through step by step, guided over. I mean, the first set of students that I've just completed with the whole program with took around 15 months in all, and it's set into sections. So each time it's so important that you have time to integrate what you are learning, to make the practice part of you, to become part of your life. And so you can really walk the talk, you can live the life. And you're not just doing your spiritual practice when you sit down to meditate, for example. You're really learning how to embody that and how to make it who you are. If that's what you want, if that's part of your journey, you see. But it's a beautiful journey, but it all begins with the first step. And the first step, sometimes you may not know what it is until you take that first step, and then the path begins to open. And as you practice all different aspects of spiritual practices, then you might find, oh, I'm really good at doing private sittings, but I don't like public demonstration. Actually, I love giving healing, but I'm not good at automatic writing, that, or philosophy, or public speaking. But you get to know yourself. You get to understand how you work, what your gifts are, your unique gifts, because we all come into this life, into this world, with our unique gifts, and some of them go undiscovered, and that's really, really sad. So if you are considering embarking upon your spiritual path, then do so, but do so with some contemplation first. Sit and think about, or feel into, or ask your spirit guides, if you know who they are, to connect with you and help you to find, one, the right tutor or the right mentor, and two, the right path for you. So it's a path of self-discovery, and that's what we do at the Starlight Spiritualist School. We help students to discover their own unique, innate abilities, spiritual gifts, so that the students can then go on to develop those in a way that they wish to. So it's a lovely, lovely path. So I would say sitting meditation, definitely, that's the first step. Decide what you want to do and how you're going to do it, and then set your dedication to do it, and really mean it. Because what I found with my students is that the ones I'd just taken through the programs, the mentorships, is that they were all completely and utterly dedicated to it. They did all the meditations I gave them. They read all the manuals. They practiced 3 or 4 times a week, all of the practices that we do each week. And they were just completely immersed in that whole program. And not just when we were doing the 2-hour live Zoom sessions every week, they were also immersed in their own time, in their own dedication. So it's a beautiful journey. If you wish to start, then start with the meditation and decide first what it is and who you're going to go to and how you're going to approach that, to have a little bit of guidance.